everyone, Vince here. I'm diving into some new reward apps today to see if they're actually worth the time and effort. Hope you enjoy. First of all, we have PlayPlus. Now, this is what it looks like when you first launch it up. Top of the screen, you have your currency of stars. Underneath that, you have the various games that you can play to generate these stars. Now, I found that even though they say there is a huge prize pool for each of them, you can't ever expect to really get a piece of that, in my opinion. Just straight off the bat here, everyone, okay? In my experience, these type of reward apps love to claim big numbers, but that's just not the case, okay? Now, this is what the redemption page looks like. You can see here that 1,000 of the stars converts into 10 cents worth of USD currency. And while it states that you can withdraw after $5, the first time you actually use the app, this is not the case. It's actually much lower, but I'll get into that in a moment. This is the gift area. So there are daily tasks that you can actually complete in order to generate more of the stars. Pretty much, this is just a way that you can make sure you're trying to get the most out of the application on a daily basis. But what it really comes down to is if this is actually something you'd want to invest the time into in the first place. Like trying out spades, for instance, takes you straight to it without downloading anything extra. So that was nice to see. Now, I won't bore you with the spades game, everyone, but I'll just show you exactly what you can do to get those extra stars. You see those little cash piles in the bottom right corner of the screen? Tapping on them will play an ad. In fact, the whole application is ran off the ad system, okay? So you can expect to see an advertisement every single 60 seconds or so to generate those stars. All right, now that's done, you can see apparently I got the stars. Now you can imagine doing that over and over again, or just getting one randomly while you're playing. Now heading back to that gift area, you'll notice that I've just received extra stars. And that's all there really is to the application, essentially. I just thought I'd mention, everyone, things are really getting busy for me in real life. And the way YouTube's been lately, it's been really hard to actually get these videos out. But as always, if you enjoy, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll try the absolute best I can for you all. And thank you very much for watching as always. Now here's a really interesting thing. The minimum withdrawal limit in Australia was 30 cents when I first installed the app, but then once I activated it, it jumped up to $5. Took me around 2 hours to generate that 30 cents, by the way. But as you can see, I did withdraw it and it did state success. And I am happy to say it did arrive to my account within around 1 hour. Now why they bumped that 30 cents up to $5, I have no idea, because realistically, if they kept it at 30 cents, I feel like a lot more people would enjoy it. But that's my review on PlayPlus, guys. I averaged around 15 cents per hour. In my own experience. You do whatever you want with that information. Let's move on to the next app. Next up, we have Plinko Cash Ball Prizes, an early access title, by the way. Now, while some developers will have a good use for early access has a majority of the time been used by scam developers, in my opinion and experience, okay? So always keep that in mind and always have your guard up with any early access title. This is what it looks like when you launch it up. Top of the screen, we have our gem-based currency, as well as a timer that counts down from 3 hours. And then next to that, you have the PayPal currency it's meant to convert into after the 3 hours. Below that, we have a little spinning wheel system, as well as the Plinko balls to the left, and a relic system to the right of that, which will essentially give you gems the more relics you find. So all you do on this app is literally tap the top of the screen, and then more than likely you'll hit some sort of like mini game straight away. This one is the lucky box system, where all you do is get some gems and then it's going to try and get you to watch an ad. This is what I'm talking about. You're going to be seeing this screen all the time, all right? You start off with a low amount of the gems, but then of course you have to watch the ad to try and get a times the bonus. Something that is so annoying. So even if you decline the ad watch, it plays one anyway. Anyway, now that's done, we got some extra gems. And then we're instantly thrown into another mini game. So this one's a lucky number system. It's like a scratchy system, everyone. Very self-explanatory. You can see here, exact same situation. Then we're thrown into another ad that played automatically. So the whole goal is to obviously land on the gems and then the little slots below as well. You'll notice here that there are different prizes along the bottom of the screen. There's another ad. So I counted it, everyone. You can actually get up to 3 advertisements in a single minute, by the way, if you go through all the prompts. Even if you say no, it's still going to force the ad either way. So you're barely actually going to be seeing this little Plinko screen. All you're really going to be seeing are the advertisements to try and get those gems. There's another ad prompt. This time it's for the magic spin system. And there's the next forced advertisement. But in regards to it actually being a scam or not, I started today's test off at 2 hours and 57 minutes. I played for around 2 hours and 30 minutes almost, and clocked up 39,000 of the gems, and there were easily hundreds of advertisements I went through. It was pretty bad, man. After that time I ran out, it converted into 25 cents, everyone. Now you let me know if you think that's worth the time and effort in the comments, okay? Because 2.5 hours for 25 cents, that's rough in my opinion. But still better than a majority of the apps we've seen in the last month, funny enough. Either way, I withdrew the 25 cents USD, and yes, everyone, it did arrive to my PayPal account within 24 hours, so that was great great to see. But to me, that is just not worth the time and effort at all under any circumstances, alright? I mean, you do whatever you want with the information. That's why I make the videos, as I said. But I feel like you'd be doing so much more with 2 hours and 30 minutes of time. In fact, here in Australia, a 3-minute survey could do the same amount for the 2 hours and 30 minutes of watching endless ads. So look, that's Plinko Cash Ball prizes. Now you know about it. Let's move on. Next up, we have Blossom Bash, Play and Earn. Another early access title, by the way. And this is what it looks like when you launch it up. Top of the screen, we have our timer from 3 hours, our little cash-based in-game system, which we need to try and collect, and of course, the PayPal currency. You're gonna have this little floating chest going around the screen as well. If you tap on it, it's gonna try and give you that in-game currency there, everyone, if you watch an ad. So already we get an ad prompt straight away. Thankfully, I could close it though without being forced to watch it, so that was nice. Now, this is a level-based type of game. Essentially, it's just all about merging the same type of flowers together. If you've ever played a Merge 3 game, you know exactly how these things work straight off the bat. You get items and you have specific levels that may have different challenges, like ice, for instance, that you have to break. As you can see, I have the ice that I need to break if I watch a certain amount of ads. Or I can use the item. Speaking of which, there's an automatic ad that just played. So within about 60 seconds of the level, an ad's gonna play, and that's on a timer, and it will happen on repeat. Now, to be fair though, if you actually merge the flowers together, you can also break that ice. So keep that in mind. It's not all about just watching the ads, but you can bypass all that by watching ads, obviously. So continuing to move the flowers around here, you'll notice that the ice is slowly melting. I only have one merge to go to break that ice. And there we go, done. As you're playing, that little in-game currency is going to increase as well. It's all for show, in my opinion, because that's the real reason. Those ads just continuously cranking out. As I like to say, everyone, I understand ads and why they're needed, but this type of system just seems so intense. And there's the next one. Okay, everyone, I'm not gonna put you through this anymore. You guys understand how this works, I'm sure. Now, how did it go? So I started the test off, obviously on 3 hours left on the countdown almost. Played for 2 hours straight almost there and clocked up 20,600 of the in-game currency. And while I was playing, the game did give me a welcome bonus of 1 cent. Once that timer ran out, the rest of that in-game currency converted into 6 cents, everyone, leaving us with the grand total of the massive 7 cents. 2 hours for that, by the way. Keep that in mind. Now, this is what the withdrawal area looks like. I withdrew that 7 cents worth of USD, everyone, and I am actually happy to say it did arrive within about 5 minutes in my own experience here in Australia. But that literally converts into 3.5 cents per hour. Do you know how sad that is for me as a reviewer, everyone, to see the state we're in at the moment in 2025? You can do whatever you want with Blossom Bash, but I'm never touching it again with rates like that. I will say one positive thing, at least they actually did come through for me here in Australia. Take that with a grain of salt. Next up, we have bubble slots. Top of the screen, you have your coin-based currency and your diamond-based currency. Now, this works in the exact same concept as the other apps we just saw, everyone, with the 3-hour timer. So your goal is to obviously clock up as many of the coins as you can in that time period, and then ideally it should convert into the PayPal currency. Now, this app has a 1 cent redemption in Australia. So that's pretty cool, but there's a reason for that. Let me just break this down. By the way, the gift cards are not available yet, at least here in my country. So even navigating the menus is going to bring up an ad within about 30 seconds of actually launching the app. So get ready for non-stop spam. Now, bubble slots is very straightforward. Simply launch this colored ball into the other ball that's the same color, everyone, and then it explodes and you move on, whilst collecting coins along the way. Again, you don't need to be a rocket scientist to play these type of things. And there we go. Within about 15 seconds of the last ad, another one has just played automatically. Bottom of the screen, you'll find all the extra buttons there. And now this takes you to, in my opinion, what the app's actually made for. And just before I can show you that, another ad. Now at this point, we get greeted to the fake casino aspect of the application. Again, these apps all have to have this type of thing lately. I have no idea why, but the concept's the same. If you don't want to shoot the little bubbles, then you simply just launch up this part. You will see an ad every single 20 seconds, no matter what, in my opinion, at this area, everyone. And there's the next one. There you go. So I'm not even gonna bother putting you through what I had to sit through. I managed to generate 45,886 of the in-game coins, and it took me 1 hour and a half almost, everyone. I had 2 cents in my balance already, and then after that timer ran out, it converted into 6 cents extra, everyone. We literally went from 2 cents to 8 cents. And the reason I only had that 2 cents was because this game shares a balance with another game called Joy Slot, so keep that in mind. Now let's see how this goes. So as you can see, I've just activated that 8 cents right now. Supposedly it's already been paid. And yes, everyone, interesting enough, it actually did come through straight away, which is actually pretty surprising, at least here in Australia and in my experience. I can't stress this enough though, unless you're like new to the reward app scene and, you know, trying to get some revenue online, these type of apps really do not compare to the big hitters like Just Play, Money Time, Best Play, Misplay. But I can appreciate when a developer does keep their word. It's gonna have to be up to you guys though to decide if it's really worth the time and effort. For myself, it's definitely not. But again, hopefully you got some knowledge out of the video I made today. So that's my review on bubble slots. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Check out my channel for almost 1,000 reviews. I'll catch you all next time. Stay safe out there.